Hello, I'm Jordan Iwanison,
I'm Mark Holloway.
and we're with the brand new Patriots of Faith radio program. We're starting up this Tuesday with the election night coverage coming up, and we have Tyler Carr with us here tonight, and he's here to discuss. We know we've got four very important amendments on the Tennessee ballot here on Tuesday, and he'll be here to discuss some of these amendments with us.
Yes, Jordan. First of all, I want to clear up some confusion about these amendments. I know there's a lot of confusing and deceptive ads out there on TV, and the one that I want to start off talking about is the No on One TV commercials. A lot of them will talk about how the amendment makes no exception for rape and incest, and when necessary to save the life of the mother. It will say that the amendment doesn't make any exception for those cases. And they will also make it out to say that the amendment is going to ban abortions completely, and that they make it out to be this terrible thing, and they say anybody really in their right mind is going to vote no on this amendment. And none of that has any substance to it. On any of these No on One ads that you see, don't be deceived by them. Here's what the amendment actually says. Nothing in this Constitution secures or protects a right to abortion or requires the funding of an abortion. So they're saying that right now the Constitution protects a right to abortion because of this clause in it. And but if this amendment is passed, then this amendment will do away with that, and it will not protect the right to an abortion. And also another thing that this amendment is going to do, abortion facilities will not have to be funded by the state. So that will be another thing that this amendment will do. And then it says the people retain the right through their elected state representatives and state senators to enact, amend, or repeal statutes regarding abortion, including but not limited to circumstances of pregnancy resulting from rape or incest, or when necessary to save the life of the mother. As long as Roe v. Wade is the law of the land, abortions will not be able to be banned. What this amendment will do is to enable the people in the legislature to put restrictions on abortions. Common sense restrictions, such as they have to be licensed and inspected. 4 out of 8 facilities in Tennessee are not licensed. Even if you are pro-abortion, this is still something you would really want to consider. Do you want to go into an abortion facility that's not licensed or inspected in order to have that abortion performed? Would you want to go into a abortion facility that's unsanitary, that there's no telling what kind of conditions are in there, and the state right now cannot do anything about it? And so this is saying that abortion facilities, once these restrictions are further passed, that they'll be required to be licensed and inspected, and just common sense regulations will be able to be put on these abortion facilities. Do y'all have any additional comments on this?
Well, of course, like you said, you covered it very well, and one of the things that's really concerning to me is just how this No on One side has been able to misconstrue the issue, and just really try to talk about the abortion issue with rape and incest, when this amendment does not cover that. This amendment only changes the structure of power from the courts to the legislature as far as ruling on these or deciding on these issues. And what they're trying to do by framing this amendment is they're trying to jump the ship to the next side, and really what they need to do is just focus on what this is about. This is about common sense protections and common sense regulations on abortion. I mean, regardless of what side you come down on the issue, pro-life or pro-abortion, you probably want areas that to be sanitized.
Exactly. So moving on from that amendment, quickly we'll cover the next 3. They're not quite as controversial as that one, so I just wanted to clear up some confusion on this one. On Amendment 2, there's also a Yes on 2 commercial out there that, whether you agree with this amendment or whether you don't, it really doesn't have any substance to it either. It's mainly just politicians telling you need to vote for this amendment, give us the right to appoint these judges. There's really no substance to it. So really, you want to research this one before you decide on it. But here's what it says. It says judges of the Supreme Court or any intermediate appellate court shall be appointed for a full term to fill a vacancy by and at the discretion of the governor, shall be confirmed by the legislature, and thereafter shall be elected in a retention election by the qualified voters of the state. So what this amendment is going to do, if it is passed, is that instead of the people voting for the Supreme Court judges or the Court of Appeals, Criminal Appeals, that sort of court judges, instead of us voting for them, we're going to give the governor the ability to appoint those judges to a full term. And of course, the legislature will have to confirm that. And if you're interested, there's some more on this amendment about the processes that the legislature will go through. I won't go into that. But once the legislature confirms it, then they'll be elected by the people in a retention election every 8 years. So that's all that this amendment is going to do. Amendment 3 reads like this. Notwithstanding to the authority to tax privileges or any other authority set forth in this Constitution, the legislature shall not levy, authorize, or otherwise permit any state or local tax upon payroll or earned personal income, or any state or local tax measured by payroll or earned personal income. However, nothing contained herein shall be construed as prohibiting any tax in effect on January 1st, 2011, or adjustment of the rate of such tax. So this is saying Tennessee will not be able to have a state income tax. And I think that would be a good thing, that Tennessee does not have a state income tax. And because of that, we're often cited as the cheapest state to live in the country, just because we don't have that state income tax. And that seems like a very good thing. So I would encourage you to vote yes on this amendment. Then Amendment 4. This one I'm going to go over very briefly. It says that all other, right now, how it reads is that all forms of lottery not authorized herein are expressly prohibited unless authorized by a 2/3 vote of all members elected to each house of the General Assembly for an annual event operated for the benefit of a 501c3 organization located in this state as defined by the 2000 United States Tax Code, or it may be amended from time to time. So that 501c3 organization, according to my understanding, is our state lottery. And that is the only form of lottery that is not prohibited in the state. What this amendment is going to do, it's going to add on a part that says for the benefit of a 501c3 or a 501c19 organization. Basically a lottery for the benefit of a veterans organization. That's what this amendment is going to do. That's really all I have on the amendments. Do y'all have anything to add?
Or quick before we wrap up on Amendment 2, Bark, you had made a comment to me about a week ago, a very interesting one about the Fred Thompson ads and about the LLC and everything. Would you mind telling everybody what you said to me about that?
Well, I know that if you look at the end of the commercial, or maybe even the beginning now, I know they've kind of reamped the commercial. It has a yes on to LLC, and a master builder's company that my family does and builds houses. It's set up as a LLC, and we take money in. We take money, and it's just kind of fishy because why would you set up something that's trying to push a bill in the campaign as a LLC, like it would be taking money in and have the possibility of being sued, because the LLC kind of protects the business, where if you get sued, they can only sue the business instead of going straight to the owners, from my understanding. And that may be wrong, but from what little research, I've been able to do on it and find, that's what
It's fascinating instead of nonprofit status.
Yeah, instead of nonprofit.
Very fascinating. Well, be sure, as we said before, be sure to tune in Tuesday. We tried to give you under 10 minutes. Of course, these amendments have been very confusing. We try to give you under 10 minutes a little bit of a brief synopsis. Tyler's been studying up on it. We try to give you a little bit of more of a take so you might be more educated on Tuesday as you go in to try to go in and vote. Be sure you're a little more educated. I believe that's the NSA may be calling us right now, so we better get going. But be sure to tune in on Tuesday. We appreciate you.